Are you interested or committed? This is a real question that you have to ask yourself. And before I get into this, I just want to admire the fact, the studio, this things that we're building right here, about 2 years ago, this was just a little bit, this was a goal. This was a dream of something I wanted to create. Just went out, got some new stuff to kind of enhance the studio that we have here. So I'm super excited for what we've started to become here. But the question that came up is, are you interested or committed? And, I want to give a shout out to Gil Ramos. It was about January. I was down in Orlando and we were sitting around a table and I was talking to him about how his speech, his presentation here in Key West really did change my mindset, changed my entire life up until this point. And he asked me for a video on the spot. And, it was about midnight. So I told him, you know what, I'll get to your video, that I'll give you some shout outs. So here's the video here, Gil. So it was about 2 years ago, not even 2 years to this date. I was in Key West, and I know I brought up this mastermind a lot, but it really did change my life. But it was really Gil's presentation that really went the extra mile for me. And his main thing is he told his life story, and I'm not here to tell his life story, but it really came down to this one question for himself. Are you interested or committed? And he went through all the things he did because he was committed, really took the bet on himself, taking out loans, going that extra mile. And I had to sit there, and this is something that I think we all have to do at every point in our lives, is look at ourselves in the mirror and truly look at ourselves and answer some questions. Because at the end of the day, the only person you have to answer to is yourself, right? And the higher power. But with that being said, I had to look myself in the mirror and say, up until this point, I've just been interested. I've been going through the motions. I've been thinking I've been working hard, but I wasn't really taking that extra mile. I got back from Key West and decided I quit my job on the spot. Didn't really have a plan at the time, but I knew I was committed to something bigger. I knew I was committed to more. I quit my job on the spot. I moved back home. I sold my car. I sold everything basically to my name so I could embark on this journey, so I can embark on this whole goal. And in that time, I made a lot of big adjustments in my life. I was going out all the time. Completely cut that out. I was doing all these things that weren't really in alignment with my goals. For 4 months straight, I barely left the room. The only time I did was get something to eat and get more monsters, because that's what I was living off of, working 20-hour days, barely sleeping at night, doing all these other things. And what it came down to is I made the choice and decision to commit to myself and to commit to my goals and commit to my business at the end of the day. And during this time too, I stopped going out. I stopped talking to people. I was hearing voices from the outside saying, you'll regret this when you're older, not going out, not doing these other things. And they were saying, don't commit to your business. You have to have a life outside of it. But to me, I was committing to myself. It's not at the end of the day, when I commit to my business, when I commit to my future, it's more than just about myself, right? It's more than just about myself, because I'm trying to build something that my family can have after this. I'm trying to build something that I can help my family, that I can help everybody that I want to. So at the end of the day, it really comes down to this one statement. Are you truly, truly committed to your success? I bring this up again, and it really came to my mind when I was down in Orlando this past weekend. So I was down in Orlando. I made the decision. It was just earlier this week. I made the decision. I'm going to go to Orlando. I'm going to be around all these people. I'm going to listen to John Sheplack, one of those highly renowned speakers in real estate worldwide. And I made that commitment, and it really showed something. When I was in this room, I was surrounded by all these people. I was surrounded by people my age, if not some of them are a little younger, having 24 Airbnbs. Shout out Kelly and Andreas. And hearing how they think, hearing what the decisions they make, what goes into their decision-making process. And how that couple, man, they are really, really committed to their goals. They're really committed to thinking bigger. Right. So I was surrounded by that couple. I'm surrounded by Rebecca and Josue. We've been working on this huge project for 6-7 months, taking time out, really making those big decisions, being surrounded by them. Those people are committed. Surrounded by Veronica and Tony. These, man, if there's enough I could say about them within this little block that I have here, man. So talk about commitment, talk about committing to working on projects outside of this, which we can't name yet because we haven't rolled out, but literally turning this event. We planned this event in about a week. We put on this amazing event. But the only reason myself, Veronica, and her team were able to put on this amazing event is because we're all committed to the same goal. There's a lot of people there. What this comes back to, this Orlando group, even when we went out to eat after the event, we were all talking about our goals. We were all talking about what we're working next. And even bigger, we're talking about how we can help other people. The conversations don't stop. just because you're at the mastermind. The conversations don't stop the entire time I was down there. It really showed me from the group I was with 2 years ago to the group that I'm surrounding myself with now. It's a bunch of committed individuals who won't stop just because the event's outside the state, outside the country, to be able to hit their goals. So for me, this question holds deep. And again, I want to give a shout out to Gil Ramos. It was 2 years ago, not even 2 years ago in Key West. This one presentation, the one time I decided to go down to Key West, listen to all these things, that is the moment that I truly committed to what I want to do and where I want to go, decided to make the decision and really work outside, make an entire change in my life. So I want to ask you guys a question one more time. Are you truly committed, or are you just interested in growing your business and growing every way of your life? Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys like the new setup. I know I do, and we'll see you guys next time.